we're in a different location and our hair is in its natural state. Don't comment on it. I don't have the right stuff to make it be curly and not frizzy. So we're on day 4 of the Attica prison uprising. That is September 12th, 1971. Now on September 11th, Bobby Seale comes to visit, but on September 11th, the prisoners also find out that William Quinn, the correctional officer that was originally injured, I don't know what the fuck is going on there, originally injured, he succumbs to his injuries, and they are starting to freak out, right? Because they've been asking for amnesty this entire time. They've been asking for just reassurances that they're going to get out of this alive, right? Now, again, the majority of them don't. The next day is when the prison will be retaken. Russell Oswald, the commissioner of all of New York State's correctional offices, like correctional centers, refuses to go in and talk with the prisoners at this point. Why? Because Barry Schwartz, Kenneth Hess, those are 2 prisoners. They're going to be yoinked by the prisoners, and the way that they're taken away makes the observers, makes Russell Oswald very, very uncomfortable. He, in fact, makes the next group of observers who go in on September 12th sign a waiver saying if anything happens to you, New York State is not at fault. Yeah, so people are getting increasingly uncomfortable, and the observers, including Tom Wicker, are going to put a public call to Nelson Rockefeller to come down to Attica, to just show up. They think that that is like the answer. Russell Oswald is going to beg Nelson Rockefeller to come. When the media comes in, the hostages are also going to ask Nelson Rockefeller to come. Nelson Rockefeller is going to get literally the observers are going to show up and ask him to come. But he will have already made up his decision because he's talking to this guy who is his own attorney, and he's giving him the wrong information, which is not great, right? But this is how we get into this predicament. And by the evening of September 12th, they're going to decide that the next day they're going into the prison. Now, these state troopers have been in the prison parking lot for days, fucking waiting. They've been waiting to get involved. And some of them have family members in the prison. Some of them are correctional officers from other prisons. They all have their own guns, and then they have the guns that have been distributed. And they're instructed to take off anything that says their name or their rank or anything like that. The National Guard will be showing up here shortly, right? They come in right after the state troopers, and they're horrified at what they find. We are going to talk about September 13th tomorrow. It is going to be a really dark episode of this moment in history. So just follow along if you want to hear the finale of the actual prison uprising itself, because the rest of the story is how New York State screws over the hostages, their families, and the prisoners and their families for decades.